All right. Hello. Just add this music real quick. Welcome. This is gonna be a new video. I know. If you have watched any of the other videos, I said this channel could maybe not exist after the first video. It might just won't be one video. I think it might continue. I think if anything else, I will continue to update this channel with at least certain things I've noticed with dreams, whether that's me, other people, and just my opinion on those things. And like, because if you actually go into it, there are, and by the way, all this stuff right here is what I have up, and I kind of changed the theme to be dark mode right here, just high contrast mode on the PC, so it's not in my eyes. So I hope that's fine. I hope you guys prefer this mode anyways. But yeah, I might eventually just do an update on what the channel is, like a specific video specifically on that. So if you're interested in that, I think I'll pin it to the very actual like first video, or like the main video of the channel. So if you're interested in that, go over there and watch that. I'll probably make one after this. And also, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry if it cuts off randomly. I do think it will cut off like last time. So I will make another second video part of this continuation when it cuts off. So forgive me for that. I have limited space on the PC. I was gonna actually stream this, but I cannot because I am not able to stream yet on this channel. I think there's still some restrictions or whatever, but hopefully the next one, that's what it will be, a stream. And that way I don't have to worry about it getting cut off. Anyways, let me jump right into this. Like I was saying, I hope I can do certain things and continue this channel and give my opinions on certain things and all that stuff. But yeah, since before, I've had several dreams, different ones, various different things, whether they're important or not, that's up for debate. Yeah, that's up for debate. So yeah, I'm gonna first talk about the three that I just had yesterday or last night, I guess you could say, depending on the time frame you want to go by. I had three, one short, one kind of long, but it was weird, and then another one I put it down right here. So I woke up trying to sleep, right, and I had an odd feeling. That was the first one. So the first one, I don't even remember. It was just a weird, vague feeling, you know what I mean? And it, like it says right here, it was like a nightmare, like waking up from one, but it wasn't actually, like, I wasn't actually scared, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I woke up scared, terrified, like a nightmare, like I would normally be. It just felt strange. It wasn't normal, And that was right after I tried to go to sleep, and then I just woke up like a little while after, and it was strange. It wasn't scary. It was just, but it felt similar to a nightmare, like waking up from one at least. And after that, I went to sleep again, and there was this dream that I had, and I don't know if I had this one first or another one, and I'll explain that in a bit. But this one, that it was kind of weird because I was in this house with several other people, kind of like a dorm room where there's like four people or maybe even more. Like I said, I don't know the specific amount because I remember there was another person that I knew who came over, and they were talking to all these people and stuff like that and getting to know them, I think, or something like that. But one of these people, I had a feeling like they were a weird person. They were really strange. Like, out of all the people, there's just this one specific person who's very strange and had a weird vibe about him, I guess you could say. And that was me specifically. It seemed like the person who came over and everything, they were talking to them and they were just fine and all this other stuff, and they were talking to everybody else and stuff. But to me, this one specific person, they had a weird vibe or something like that. And at the time when that person came over that I had knew, everybody was moving out. It wasn't like one person. No, everybody in that area, that dorm, that house or whatever that we were all staying in, were moving out for some reason. And I have no idea why or what happened before that. Like, it was just like we were all there, we were living there, and then suddenly, um, the next day or something, when this person I knew came over, everybody was leaving, and I don't know if they were leaving or if like it was just all of us leaving. Oh, I want to say all of us, but it felt like I was staying, but I was also helping to pack, or the person there came to help me pack or something, you know? So it was kind of weird. That dream just felt strange and very odd to me. So that was what that dream right there was about. And you know, there's the next dream, which is very peculiar one. It was very short. This one was the one that was short. So I saw a chart, right? And this dream right here, yeah, that's right. This dream was like either the last dream, or it felt like I had this dream like before. I'm not sure if like I was just in a daze when I woke up and like it felt longer than it was. But this dream felt like I had already had it, or like I had it somewhere in between these dreams that I was dreaming, because it was just when I was already awake and fully awake, it felt like I had this dream a long time ago, you know? And anyway, the dream was about like a chart that I seen, right? And it was one of those line graph ones you know, like you see on the what are they, like the stock market stuff and stuff like that. Let me see if I can pull one up. I think Robinhood would be a good example. Like if you've seen Robinhood and you've seen the charts, let me go to Bitcoin or something and put like a month and put it over here. You see that right there? You see that graph right there? It showed a graph, right? And let me see if I can get a good idea. Like it showed a dip that was sharp though. Like you see how this dip is sharp? Like if we were to zoom into that specific dip, it would be kind of similar to that. You know what I mean? It was just like from here all the way down, you know? It just like straight dipped. And I'm not particularly sure the exact thing on the chart, I guess you could say, but right here, like I was saying, as you can see right here, I see whatever chart it was in my head. I knew it was $11 that this chart was showing, and I assumed from everything I know in that dream, it was silver, which is, you know, precious metal and stuff like that. But it was kind of strange only because people have been saying a couple things about silver, a couple things about gold, and I don't know if you know about that copper silver stuff I have right here. So I'll bring that into this actually, which is people have been saying gold and silver you shouldn't buy lately. And some of them have been saying you should buy it. It's kind of a mixed feeling right now. And it's kind of odd because some people are saying that we should buy them up because in the future there's a possibility of the market, like, you know, our dollar and stuff like that, US dollar, actually just going down and crashing and just being literally worth nothing. And that's why we should get those. But other people are saying that they're gonna also come after people who have gold or silver, mainly gold, and they're gonna come to collect that gold if it's like not a collector's type coin or anything like that. Like same thing with silver. If they want to come and get the silver, they'll come and just confiscate apparently the gold or silver. And like I said, it's mostly gold they're probably going to go after, but same concept, right? If it's not a collector's item like type coin, which has more value, or not really more value, but like it has more buying, like a premium, I guess you could say. They say premium, which is like it's worth the same as silver at the cheapest you can get, but because it's higher up, technically they can't get it because it's a collector's item, but you're paying like sometimes double the value or triple the value depending on certain things, you know. Maybe $20 more, $10 more, it just depends, you know. But that's why people are like so conflicted, it seems like lately, about the copper, I mean the gold and the silver, and that's why certain people are having that discussion about whether to buy or sell, or even hold, or either one, of that silver or gold. Um, but the other thing I should mention about this is, it just slipped my mind. Why did I forget something so important right here? It was that what was it? Something about silver and how it was. I can't for the life of me remember. I really can't. But my recommendation, if you're interested in getting any of these in case something like that happens, is to kind of get certain silver. I want to say that they won't go after silver, in my personal opinion, only because of what I dreamt right here, which is that it will reach $11. Because when I seen this drop, I actually, in my dream, I was like freaking out, kind of like, oh my gosh, it reached $11. I need to buy this. Right now, I need to buy this silver. And it was like, I was gonna pretty much, I was checking my bank account in this dream and like seeing if I had enough money. And I was just like, it doesn't matter how much money I have, whatever amount I have, I'm gonna put it into silver, since it reached that $11 in the dream. So even if I had like maybe $50 or something, and that was all the $50 I had, I was gonna do it. It was that imperative that I get the silver in my dream that as quick as possible. So if you're waiting, or if you're considering it, maybe you should have a little bit left over of money just in case something like this does happen, because I actually did see a couple videos where people were mentioning that silver and gold markets will crash. Some people think it will increase, but there's certain people, and even like I think a news about a year ago or something like that I actually seen, where copper was actually gonna rise, and like it was conflicted. People were conflicted about that. Like, no way it's gonna rise, and it still hasn't. Kind of, I think it increased a little bit, but not by much. But people are really saying like silver and gold are gonna collapse, and it's not because of we have a shortage or anything. It's because of something they're gonna do in the actual like fluctuation of the market or something like that. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm using the wrong words or something like that. But like the price that it shows for silver is like 20 something bucks, and they think it's just gonna be kind of manipulated a little bit, and then like it's just gonna dip, like just like that. And maybe that's what this dream is all about, and if I'm dreaming what I'm actually seeing, and that's what I kind of believe, like dreams and my feelings and stuff are connected. And that's why I kind of wanted to share this particular piece of advice or particular dream to others, because maybe you will also believe, maybe you are considering something and this is gonna push you into that certain direction, but yeah, that's the dream I had. And like I said, I didn't want to let it slip. I didn't want to let it, like, any chance I could get, any way I could get it, I wanted to try to get that particular little bit of silver at that moment. So maybe I'll actually personally, maybe I'll put away a little bit of money, and just in case that does happen, I can buy a little bit more at a cheaper price. Who knows? And there's actually another dream I want to mention. Actually, I should mention the copper. I don't know if people know about copper. It's actually really expensive right now to get copper. And what I mean by that is like, excuse me, it's like the price that it shows is apparently for the pound, right? And the coins that they sell are by the ounce. So if you do the math, I think it's like 20 something cents, maybe 25 cents or something right now for the coin that you should be paying, right? But you're paying like $1.50 or $1.80, almost $2 sometimes for copper, for the copper coin. So it makes sense. I'm recommending you do not buy copper. And I do kind of agree with that, but I also had a weird feeling. Like I had this particular feeling that I had when I thought of silver. And the last time I had that feeling with silver, guess what happened? The silver was actually low at the time. Silver has now risen since then. And I missed it. It was like maybe a year or maybe months ago. Like it was just a really long time ago, maybe a couple of years even. I had a desire to get silver for some weird reason. I didn't know why. I was just like, I want silver. And the whole time, throughout that whole time, and especially as like last couple months to a year ago, in this time frame from last year to a couple months ago, I actually had a real increase in it, and silver also again kept going up. And now people are mentioning you should get silver. We don't know what's going to happen to the economy with the dollar and stuff like that. It could, if that crashes or something happens that's dramatic, it'll be a global pretty much recession, or global effects, because it won't just be us, it'll be everybody that kind of gets affected as well, to some degree. And that's why a lot of nations, if you're not aware, are also going to other currencies or making their own type of banking systems and stuff like that are backed by gold and stuff like that. And that's another reason why people are looking for crypto and stuff like that as well. But the last time, like I said, I went away and didn't trust the feeling I had for silver, well, it was actually a correct feeling, in my opinion at least. And when I was looking into copper, I actually had a feeling. I wasn't even looking into copper, actually. I'd seen a video about this guy who, I think he had a dream about 2 pennies, and he seen they were both copper, yeah, but they weren't actually pennies. They were a Pacific cryptocurrency, a Doge, I think, and they were just the shape and the size of a copper. They were a copper coin of Doge, pretty much. And I actually noticed something when because I actually did buy a little bit of copper after that feeling I had. I know it might be a waste, but I just bought some cool ones that I thought were cool. And I want to actually pull this up if I think I still have it up. Yeah, here it goes. There's actually something I noticed after I bought that, and it was that there actually is a Doge coin that's copper, and there's a specific brand, like a specific one that's called the Cold Storage Wallet. Right here, let me just bring it over. Right here, you see this? It's specifically a Cold Storage Wallet coin. So if you don't know what a Cold Storage Wallet is, it's a physical wallet to hold your digital currencies like crypto, and that's how you keep it safe. So you have the markets like Robinhood, Uphold, Coinbase and stuff like that, where you hold it on there, but when you want to take it out and put it somewhere safer, you put it into cold wallets. And in the cold wallets, you can't actually, like, nobody can steal it like they could if they were to hack the your account on one of the platforms over there. They would actually have to steal the coin from you, and also know, like, the actual cold wallet, because there's a famous one, ledgers are cold wallets as well, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not misinterpreting everything I know about cold wallets, at least. Ledgers are one of the indications of cold wallets. You put your currency on the ledger and they can't access it at all. And if I'm correct, this right here is also the same thing. You put it on this coin, and that's pretty much, it's safe. They can't hack it. They would need the actual code for, like, the ledger. They would have to have the like 26 something actual code, which is like a bunch of different like passphrases or something that they have to access and like put in and enter it. How they all gonna know that? Even it's like, if you don't know to write this down and you forget it, you kind of lose all your money. So that's actually why people actually buy, like, metal versions of the actual passwords and stuff like that. Like, they put it in to that metal device or whatever, and like it won't burn, of course, or anything like that, like it would on the paper if you were to lose it, or actually your house burned down and all that, you would still have it. But if you had that passphrase as well, you could buy another one of these wallets like this or something like that, and just recover it before somebody takes it or whatever, because it's like near impossible for them to take it off of the cold wallet. But I'm not sure about this. Maybe this is actually like, if you lose it, you can still get it access to it, but it's only on this specific wallet. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know, but I know it's physically on here, it's safe. Maybe if you lose this one, that's a different story, unlike the ledger where you can recover it. Maybe that's the difference between one of them and that, because in the guy's dream, he actually found this coin, like a Doge coin, this, and he was able to pretty much sell it. And in his dream, he has, I think he said it was eBay or something at the time, that's what he used, and he sold the coin, and he just seen it going and going and going, and it went up to like $300 just for that coin, that Doge coin, that copper Doge coin. So I'm wondering if it was like something like that he envisioned or seen at the time in his dream, and that's what it actually was. And this is just me, again, giving my opinion on certain things I know, certain things I've noticed, and certain things like that. And if you looked at it, it was like 15, what was it, $11, $15, something like that. They got different versions, like the Bitcoin, the Litecoin, the Dogecoin, the Ethereum one as well, the coin like that. And it's not just copper versions, there's also silver versions, and there's the just regular like coin, like fun one where you can buy it for like $2 or something, and it's not the cold storage wallet. So maybe if that difference is what makes it like very worth money compared to it just being that just regular Dogecoin, maybe it being the cold wallet is what is important and what I should have be getting. So I'm actually gonna get one of those, or some of those, should I say, like the Bitcoin and Ethereum, stuff like that, just to have and keep around, because I am starting to dip my hand into crypto, which is not everybody's cup of tea, and I understand why, because it took me years and years and years before I even said I'm gonna consider it. And I'm only considering it because of how things in the world are going, and if that wasn't going on, I wouldn't even consider it, I guess you could say. So that's where my other point, all this kind of connects, like I said, all of this kind of connects. So I'm getting copper because of what's going on, but I'm also mainly getting silver. But the copper is what I had a feeling about, and after I seen that stuff with the dream, after I seen that stuff with the feeling, like after I started feeling I should get copper, I looked more into it and seeing the negatives that people were talking about. But then I found that specific coin that was a code wallet, that was a crypto code wallet pretty much, and there was Doge coins and Bitcoins and all that. And so, like I said, I'm gonna get more of those specific ones. But if you're not into that and you want to get silver, they actually do have a silver version of those coins. They are running out of certain ones, I've noticed. There's different like older ones that had like a different design to it. I know those are gone. Some of them are out of stock and stuff. And I know like for silver, I think there's certain ones that are also out of stock. And I do think they actually might have gold as well. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't check super into it. They might just have the regular commemorative like Bitcoin or Dogecoin like gold version, and it's not a wallet. It's just it's just a coin. It's for you to have, I guess, but it's worth its value in gold, of course, if you still want a fun coin to collect. That is another thing you could consider, and maybe it'll be worth something in the future, because hey, crypto is actually getting a little more popular with the way things are going, and in the world, and same with silver and gold, same thing. So maybe it's just something to look into if you're considering alternates of certain things. And what was I gonna say about the crypto now? Because there was something very specific with the crypto I was gonna mention, other than just that, you know. Maybe I can look at it and see, but no, I think that was actually it. The coin. I think the coin was what I was mentioning about crypto. But there's also something I want to mention about this right here. I had a coin dream. This one was very short as well. And that's why I wanted to make this video all together about it and a couple other things. So the coin dream was very short, very simple. And it was before I had these dreams. And before I also looked into copper and silver, like coins and stuff like that. The coin, well, about the copper and stuff like that. But the coin dream was a dream I had a couple days ago, maybe last week or something like that. And it was very short, very simple. I seen a giant hand coming from the sky and letting go and raining coins on me. Or maybe it was a different person, I'm not sure. It felt like it was me at least. And when I seen that giant hand coming from the sky and just letting go and raining the coins on me, I was just like ecstatic, you know, because the coins were falling down on me, but they weren't huge. When they were coming from like being huge in the, you know, the Almighty's hand, I guess you could say, God, let's go with that. When it was coming from God's hand, they were giant coins in his hand, but when it came down, they turned into normal coins, several different coins. It's like they went from being giant to normal coins, and it was just several, like tons of coins just raining down on me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm rich. What? Oh my gosh, you know, I was just like, I didn't know what to say pretty much. Like I was just ecstatic, you know, like I was like, it's finally here. Like I'm rich. I don't know what to do, but I'm rich, you know, like, thank you. Like, and that was pretty much it, honestly. That's why I said it was a short dream, but it's very straightforward. It was just a dream of pretty much God raining coins on me. And it was specifically coins. It wasn't like any kind of cash, money, or anything like that. It was coins. And I don't know why. It was just pure coins. I don't know which coins they were. I have no clue at all. But like I said, I had a feeling eventually, like just recently, about copper. Very interesting, right? And like I said, it all kind of comes together. And I am 100% going to trust this random feeling I'm having about copper. Even if everybody thinks it's not good and copper is completely, you know, not worth it because it's like $2 when it should be 25 cents for that coin. So there is that. I understand that. If you do want to consider copper in this wildest random consideration, there's actually a couple ways you can do this, and one of them is just getting pennies. Apparently that's the best way. One, they're 1 cent, so even if you get them, you know, and nothing happens, well, you still got pennies that are worth whatever amount you got them in, the 1 cent, right? But if something happens, well, you got a bunch of copper that you can easily go and get to melt. You know, you will like lose some money melting it, but with the price of copper, if it goes up by then, because it probably will if everything collapses, I'm assuming, you're gonna get a little bit more probably. The other thing is, I think it was nickel. Let me see, I have left it up. Yes, nickel. So nickel is apparently one of the good ones to get as well if you're looking to stack up on copper, because one, it's 75% copper and 25% nickel. And when you consider, if you get, I think they showed $100 on a couple videos I seen. If you get $100 worth, technically it's worth about 120. And again, just like the penny, it's worth its value and its value. So if nothing happens, again, you still have the $100 that you already, you know, have. It's just physical money, you know. But if something happens, well, you got 75% copper and 25% nickel in each nickel. And yeah, that if you melt it down, well, you get about 120 worth as of today's worth of, you know, money in the value. So if everything collapses, you know, let's say worst case scenario, you melt it down, well, you got copper and nickel, and you get its value at that time, and that's very useful as well. So both of those are alternate ways of getting cash, or like doing it a different way and keeping it safe. That's what I've learned from all these videos that are mentioning all this stuff, like copper, and specifically copper. So take it with you will on that. If you want to get into copper by a weird chance, and you want to take the risk, or you can just collect cool coins in copper and just be like, maybe you can do something with it. Because again, copper is measured in the pound, and you're kind of paying a lot because it's an ounce that they sell for each coin. So like I said, kind of rough. But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. But I think it's those code wallets that should be interested, like, for people, in my opinion, you should be investing in. So maybe take a look at those, maybe take that risk and getting a couple of those. We'll see what happens. Maybe my feeling's right, maybe my feeling's wrong, but I really want to trust my feeling again this time around, because I missed my chance with silver, and silver was way less back then, way less. And I had that feeling for such a long time, and I still had that feeling for such a long time, and look where it's at now. It's gone up again, like I said. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that, like I keep saying. But the other thing I wanted to mention was the channel. I think I'll mention that in a different one. But the main thing was I'm gonna try to upload a couple more things, not just based off of my dreams, but my opinions and what I see in other people's videos about their dreams. And that's where it comes into these right here, the changes that I've seen and the consistencies I've actually seen with a couple of things, of several different people mentioning several different things and several of the same things. So lately there has been, I don't know if you're aware, the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. Well, someone mentioned, hey, there's a big chance that I dreamed this dream, and the date was actually February 15th. There's still something about February 15th specifically, okay? I should mention this right here. In the dreams, there's actually more now of people mentioning February the 15th. Some of them are mentioning the day before, February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, I believe, right? The 14th is Valentine's. They're mentioning Valentine's Day, right? But people are also mentioning that it'll be the next day, February the 15th. And I think that's kind of important to keep an eye on as well. But the thing about the earthquake in Turkey and Syria was that somebody mentioned February 15th, but they had a feeling that was off. And then they looked into it, and there's I think it was a Jewish calendar or something like that mentioned February 15th was on the 6th or 7th. I think they mentioned 5th or 6th at the time, but when they looked into it, somebody mentioned 6th or 7th. And I particularly, when I heard that, I kept thinking to myself, 7th, Tuesday. I kept mentioning Tuesday. That's what I kept mentioning, Tuesday. And I think this was on Friday or Saturday or something like that when I seen it, maybe even Thursday. And I kept thinking 5th and 6th, it's gotta happen on the later date, which is 6th, right? Or whatever it was. And I didn't know until later that the 7th was the actual correct date. But I kept thinking to myself, Tuesday, it's gonna happen Tuesday if it happens. It did happen Tuesday. That's when the earthquake that was a 7.8 hit Syria. And their correction was pretty much correct on those dates on that calendar, the Jewish calendar, I believe it was, or some particular calendar. It was February 15th. That was the 6th or the 7th on there, on our calendar. And that's what happened on theirs. Now, we are preparing, if you're looking for anything specific, you should be looking at what happens on the 15th of this month, February. So I'll be looking at it. We'll see what happens. Maybe nothing happens, hopefully. Maybe something will happen, hopefully. And both ways, hopefully, good and bad. I hope something good happens instead this time, but we will see. And that is where my last ones come in, which are weapons. I know people don't like weapons. I know people avoid them. I personally think you should have something to defend yourself with, because if everything does collapse, everything goes crazy, it actually does say in, like, even the Bible. I know I've mentioned Bible, but I'm more of a spiritual person. But in the Bible, even there's times where it mentions you must defend yourself. Pretty much, it's not wrong to defend yourself. You just don't go around killing people. That's the only thing. But you protect yourself. They have a verse in there somewhere. I forget which one it is, but you can actually go check it out if you want. I'm sure people aren't, not looking it up if they're interested, right? If you're interested, go check it out. There's actually a verse in there that it's actually saying defend yourself. Pretty much, you have the right to defend yourself. It's not wrong to defend yourself if somebody attacks you. So in my opinion, you should get weapons, whether that's maybe like a brass knuckle if you're not into having a gun or something like that, because I know a lot of people are against guns. So maybe you should get brass knuckles to defend yourself in case it becomes a brawl. They come in, they're defenseless, but they attack you. Well, if you have knuckles, brass knuckles, you can attack more and maybe get them away from you, or knock them unconscious, or at least knock them to a point to where like they start running away because they just got knocked out pretty much, or like hurt pretty bad from that brass knuckle attack. You could also get a knife or a combat knife, and that was actually somebody I seen in a video that was mentioning weapons and stuff. He was like saying you should, and I think it was religious stuff, he was mentioning you should have a weapon, but he was mentioning that he's seen people with combat knives. I've actually gotten a combat knife not too long ago. That was very interesting to hear, because it was very cheap. I seen it on there, but it was actually had a lot of weight. Combat knives are pretty nice to have, and I just got like a cheap sword just to have, just in case it might break. But the combat knife is pretty hefty and has a nice weight to it, and it's something that you can actually carry around, instead of like a gun. It's something you can pull out in case for self-defense. Maybe that'll deteriorate, maybe it'll deter, I shouldn't say deteriorate, maybe it'll deter them from actually coming at you. So scare them off, whoosh, they see the knife, they run away, instead of like trying to attack. They know you have a weapon now, and that right there is a big difference. You don't have to have a gun all the time. Sometimes just a knife right there, as soon as you have it out, maybe they'll get scared. Maybe they have a knife and you have a knife, they don't want to take the chance. Several different ways of having weapons. There's also I think there's actually a type of glove you can have that's similar to brass knuckles, but not actually brass knuckles. It's like it gives you certain like hardness on the knuckles to where if you were to punch, it hurts them more. But it's not actually like a brass knuckle or anything. It's just like more protection on your hands in case you have to attack, and it does a little more damage than your regular fist would. So I think something like that would also be nice to have. I'm actually considering something like that myself. Like I said, I got a combat knife, so just in case, you can always kind of wear a knife. It's not super, like, people aren't gonna go, oh my gosh, it's like compared to a gun, at least. And certain states, they don't allow guns anymore. They have strict restrictions on guns, so having a different weapon that is legal to have on you is better than none. But you should be careful, because there are certain laws that restrict stuff like Bowie knives, which are huge, by the way. So you should probably look into the laws like that, stuff like that, and just get the weapons you feel are the safest and that you are comfortable with, have it around. And I think that's it, right? Other than the changes that are happening around the world, which are like insane changes, like I said, people are getting gold and backing up and making new banks around the world and stuff like that. And there's certain countries that are leaving the US's dollar and trying to get into other banks that are backed by gold and stuff like that, and just crazy stuff. And then there's still the crypto. That's right. the last thing was crypto, but there was something specific. So I don't know. I've mentioned Luna a lot, and I think it's important that people do get Luna, not for now, but for the future. And what I mean by that is there's actually a video I saw of somebody who had a dream, and they gave a specific date. I think I mentioned it last time, which was 2060. I think they said that they saw a vision of in their dream of Luna Classic actually going to, what was it, some high number. I don't know the exact number, but it skyrocketed around that time, or it went up at that time to a couple something hundred, maybe $100 or something like that. I'm not really sure, but 2060 was their vision. And even I know, and I had a feeling this isn't a coin that I'm gonna like profit from anytime soon. It's gonna be for the future. That's why it's the safest option in my opinion, and I've always thought it for some weird reason to put it in there. And even now it's always gone from, like, I think the lowest was 14, maybe 13, to a high of 18 usually, maybe 20 if it got records high or something like that, because it just reached actually 20, maybe at 21, but I think it stayed 20, and then it went down to 19, and then it stayed at 18. I think it's 18 right now. Let me check. I think it's 18 right now if I'm correct. Oh, it just went down to 17. So again, it's actually stabilizing back out. It did have a high of I think 20, right? It won't let me see properly. Huh. Yeah, it was a high of 20, and then it went to 19, then 20 again, and then it went back down to 19, and now it's at 18, 17. So it always stays around 16 to 21 range, it looks like. And if I go by the month, the lowest is 15 again. And I think if I go to the year, there's a certain time where it reached a high of 37. And these are 3 zeros, by the way, so it's like 000 and then the number 20, you know, or right now it's 18, or my bad, it's 17. So it's 0.00017. So it's like you can get a couple, like if you put a couple bucks in, or like you put 10 bucks in, you're gonna get a couple thousand, you know, worth of it, which isn't bad. You know, like I said, it's a future investment. And if you go off of what people have said about it, they do see it going up in the future. It's not something that's going to happen immediately, like people are saying with like SHIB or something like that. It's not going to, that's not, you know, it's not going to go skyrocketing like that. But it is something that a lot of people do see eventually happening. I see it happening. I had a feeling about Luna, and like I said in my other videos, I just feel it's the safest one. And if you're unsure, it's also one of the more stable coins as well. So I would recommend putting some money into that if you're sketchy about crypto. This is just my personal recommendation. I'm not a professional or anything like that. I'm still learning a lot about crypto and stuff like that. But I feel it's more of a stable one than any of the others so far. And even like, what is like some of the more stable ones right now? I don't even know. It feels like the most stable but safest one, because if you look into like the USD ones, a lot of them are ending. I think there's one UDC or USDC or something that's like ending, and people are saying now USDT is ending, which is the other one, which is like a Tethra or something like that. Apparently that's ending, but I don't hear a lot of people mentioning that. And anybody who's into that right there, because they're putting it in there because it's actually like a stable coin. It's like $1 is $1, you know. But I hear it's ending too, which is gonna, you know, not a good thing. You got to get your money out of there, or you're pretty much, you know, you're screwed. Words, I guess you could say. But yeah, just be careful if you're looking into it. I personally recommend Luna, LUNC, Luna Classic. That's what I personally recommend, because it will eventually, in my opinion, go up in the future. It's also one of the more stable ones. And then if you want to, like, you know, invest in other ones later, you know, you can do so. You can invest a little in Luna, and then, like, you know, a little in another one, like a Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's the most popular one, you know, or Ethereum, it's another second most popular one. I personally kind of like Litecoin for some reason. I just noticed it went from like 100 something to like 50 a couple months ago or something like that, and now it's finally going back to 100. So there was a chance where people could have made a good chunk of money if they had invested in Litecoin. But you know, that's probably one that people want to avoid if they're looking for stability, you know what I mean? So there's that. But if you're looking to buy things with crypto and stuff like that, probably keep something in a stable type of coin, and the one you're comfortable in, you know, and using it by, you know, transferring it over to something like Bitcoin and using Bitcoin as, you know, the purchasing, you know, at that time, because Bitcoin is the most popular. So a lot of places actually accept Bitcoin if they accept cryptocurrencies. So you could do something like that. Just look more into it if you're interested in like saving, whether that's digital or physical. So like silver and gold, or if you want to chance it, the copper. Like I said, there's the nickel and the actual pennies that you can use. And by the way, there's certain pennies I forgot to mention that are actually, while it's 1 cent, if you were to go to the bank and like look through them, apparently there's some that are worth a little bit more. Like I think a guy would sell them for like 2 cents, 3 cents at most, just so he could get rid of them quicker, and that made a little bit of profit, you know. And there's these specific coins that you can look at, and some of them are wheat pennies, you know, and specific dates. And he would go through the coins by, you know, getting money out of the bank and asking it for pennies. So you could do something like that and sell those on the side as you keep getting pennies. You know what I mean? So there's that if you decide to go with copper or nickel, or, you know, in copper in general. Just be safe. Just try to understand that if you get like the regular bullion copper coins, you will probably take a loss, unless you're hoping for like the miracle, you know, something happening, which could happen. There's a slight possibility it could happen. And like I said, I did have a feeling about the copper. It could be that copper coin with the Dogecoin, where it's like it doesn't have to be specifically Dogecoin, but like the crypto wallet that's actually copper. So maybe you can go in that instead, you know, start collecting a couple of those just to have on the side, you know. And if you want silver, but you still want to do the wallet, like I said, there's a wallet that's crypto cold storage wallet as well. So you can look at that, you know, get some silver or gold if you go physical. And again, if you're digital, you can actually invest inside like silver and gold as the digital currencies. There's actually like, you know, just like stocks, and the same thing, similar stuff, you know. So you could go over there, invest in digital gold, and when the price of gold goes up, your investment that was there also goes up. So it's like gold went up by $1,000. Oh well, you just profited from that because you had some money in specifically the gold, you know. Same thing. And if you want to take the chance while you're in there for digital copper, that's the safest one people seem to be going on, like copper stocks and stuff like that. If you want to go and do the copper version, you could do that. And that's also understandable. People are actually willing to take that risk with the copper because they do see an increase, and it has kind of increased over time per pound, you know. So take that with you will. I will, like I said, probably make another video specifically about what I'm gonna do with the channel, what I hope to do. It might be short, it'll just be like a welcome video. So if you want to check that out, please do. Thank you guys for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the music and my discussion. If you have any topics I want to talk about, or something that maybe somebody dreamed about, let me know. If you had a dream yourself, let me know. I can give my opinion on it. I can't guarantee anything, but yeah, I might say a couple things, and hopefully the next one will be a live stream, so I don't have to record. Like I said, I couldn't stream, not only because of the restriction. It wouldn't let me stream yet. It says it will eventually, so pretty soon. But the other thing was my internet was actually acting up weird when I was trying to stream like games and stuff earlier. Yes, so just in case you don't know, I actually do stream games. I play some games here and there and do my own stuff on my own main channel, you know. But yeah, that's a different channel, different stuff and different things, you know. I don't expect all the people to go there. You're here for this specific stuff, and that's what this channel is made for. And if, like I said, go check out the main. I'm gonna make a video about dreamers in the channel. So hopefully you guys got some information. Hopefully my dreams were interesting enough, and I do want to share a couple other dreams, especially about certain things that I've heard lately. Let me mention this now so I don't forget later, which was dreams about tornadoes, hurricanes, and things associated with my dream about those as well a long time ago, and the natural disasters that people have been saying are probably coming really soon in the future. So yeah, thank you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and